Here's the reality. For a man, dating costs money. Women cost money. The accommodation costs money. The man needs a vehicle and needs to pump in fuel, and they both cost money. He needs a nice house, and that costs money. He needs to give her gifts, which cost money. He needs to take her out to a nice restaurant or go to the bar or a club, which costs money. Basically, without money, a guy has no worth, and that's one of the biggest problems with dating today. Most modern-day women come with no skills or talents, just problems and trouble that are not even necessary. In the past, women could cook, clean, love or care for you, give you kids, look after a house, and be loyal partners through the challenges of life. Now, a woman comes with no skills, no care, and no intention of spending a life with you through thick and thin. This is why dating or marrying Western women is getting harder for men and resulting in more men quietly walking away across the Western world. Frankly speaking, it's just not worth it. Women have become impossible to be around with all their petty nonsense. Almost all modern women are bratty, spoiled, combative, and manipulative. No man wants to come home to that every day. Women respond to this by saying men are insecure, which is laughable. A massive amount of men have checked out, and women have noticed the downturn. TikTok is filled with videos of women ranting about their bad dating or relationship experiences. What these women never admit is that they chose the men they are speaking about and spewing their hatred. These girls who chase Chad and Tyrone, get pumped and dumped, ride the carousel, and spend their 20s being 304 only have themselves to blame when guys don't want them. Men want peace, and women want conflict. In fact, women thrive in conflict. The fact is that women are the most worthless thing to chase in life. They expect you to do all the work even when they are interested. They pretend to be uninterested, then, when you walk away, they show their true feelings. Better to spare your precious energy for pursuing worthy goals. If you succeed, they will come by themselves. Just never ever waste time chasing women. I mean, even if she agrees after chasing, what do you expect to be the outcome? Just express your interest without chasing. If she doesn't reciprocate, cut your losses and move on. It may seem hard, but the best option. Remember that you can't force love. It comes by itself. So, chasing won't make her love you, but use you, exploit you, drain you of your money, and then leave you to do the same to the next guy. What we have is pretty clearly an epidemic of loneliness. COVID and the global economic depression have exacerbated this, but it was here before and it will be here after. Loneliness and being alone are not the same thing. You can be lonely in a room full of people. We see that it is more and more difficult for people to find connections, despite the presumed connectivity inherent in the world today. I do think this affects men more than women, in part because women seem to have a stronger ability to make and keep friends. Numerous studies have demonstrated that men struggle with this. Friendships are not the same as romantic relationships, but they do help people feel connected. Here's another perspective though. People are still dating, but not like they used to. Plenty of people are choosing traditional relationships. Others are trying various flavors of non-monogamy. What has changed is two things. Online dating has broadened the pool of potential partners. For people at the upper end of the desirability continuum, that has meant an ability to be more selective and perhaps even more flaky. Many more women are financially self-sufficient and aren't facing pressures to partner up with someone the way they might have a few generations ago. This means that dating is different from what it once was, but people aren't walking away from it. There are some growing pains, but human beings are adapting to the new environment, just as they always have. Different societies at different places and times place a premium on the possession of certain traits and attributes. In any given society, some people will naturally possess more of these than others. In a society that placed a premium on the possession of survival skills, for instance, I would be at the bottom of the scale. In societies that tightly regulate the love market, there is more room for less fortunate people to partner up with someone through a combination of arranged marriages and social pressure on young women to marry and have children. In societies where the love market is unregulated, the availability of partners becomes a matter of supply and demand, and those who, through no fault of their own, find themselves at the bottom of the desirability scale will have a harder time finding people to couple or partner with. We can even look at this historically. 100 years ago, life was a lot limited if you weren't part of a married couple. More physical work was needed to get a household to function, and a woman needed to work all day in the home just to do the cooking and cleaning. Today, we have convenient appliances and services to do the work for us. Socially, you were on the periphery of society as a single person, and an object of curiosity and pity. Now singles have options and can build a great life. And frankly, dating is hard. Finding that compatible person is hard. Making the kind of compromises and mutually agreed choices as a couple is hard. Not everyone wants to do that work. Not everyone thinks being in a relationship is worth the work. And that goes equally for male and female singles. Frankly, the people with the stronger desire to create a couple bond and have children are the better people to be in relationships. If no children are involved, then being in a couple is less necessary. Single people can also contribute in a valuable way to society without having children. In fact, in previous times, that was the function that nuns, monks, and priests had. They filled roles in society that would have been hard to fulfill if you had the demands of being part of a couple and raising children. Modern women are all chasing the same type of men, the guys who are considered the 20%ers. It's why so many women in their 20s, 30s, and even 40s are single and lonely, because they all want this top-tier six-figure, 6 feet tall, confident, attractive, gym body type of guy, and they won't settle for less. There aren't enough of these men to go around. That's why it's really common for a guy of this stature to have multiple options and be able to have a rotation of women. Average and sometimes even above average men simply don't cut a woman's standards. I, for example, make above average income, not quite 6 figures, and I've been rejected by dozens of women who feel it's not enough for the lifestyle that they desire. What's crazier is some of these women were only making like 20-30K a year, but yet they still expect that top-tier earning man. Guys hear these ridiculous standards and say, you know what, we're just going to leave you single and delusional. Also, women aren't considered traditional anymore, and instead, we're left with modern women. Why is this a problem? Because these strong, independent, I don't need no man because I'm an alpha female types of women are undesirable and unattractive to men, because we aren't attracted to masculinity in a female. We seek women for their femininity and submissiveness, which are now considered toxic or outdated traits to want as a man. Thanks to feminism, woke activists, and garbage music artists like Cardi B and Lizzo, they basically tell young women that men ain't crap, to use us and treat us as inferior to them. They feel that men suppressed them for hundreds of years, so now it's their time to shine by treating us like shit, by being disrespectful towards us as much as possible. Similarly, women are encouraged to focus on their careers or earning a degree rather than relationships and starting a family. This leads to women wanting to be the breadwinners and be the dominant role in the relationship, which causes conflict when the man wants to be the breadwinner dominant as well. Relationships require one masculine and one feminine. You can't have two of the same, as it's extremely rare it'll last long term. Men are repulsed by masculine women, and women are repulsed by feminine men. You can't fight human biology and the laws of the universe intended for both men and women. This is why we will see that in 2024, men will continue walking away, quietly and purposefully. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Support us and help us spread support for men around the world. Do comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.